moment for Anton De Pasquale. First podium for Team 18.
In second place for D1 Racing in car number 18, Anton De Pasquale.
It's time for change, so make it swift.
In third place in car number 18 for D1 Racing, Anton De Pasquale.
With Anton De Pasquale, who's back here in the Pertec victory lane, you're making a bit of a habit of these podiums. Congratulations.
Yes, he's been very, very consistent, and we're 3 rounds before the new final series is in play, and our guest is well in the mix. So please welcome back to the driver's seat, the one and only Anton De Pasquale from DeWalt Racing.
Hey, mate. Good to be here.
Now, Anton, as I said, we did have a chat at the Team 18 season launch all the way back in February, man, and you were saying that some of your goals in 2025 was to be right in the mix for finals, and you also wanted to rock up to the track confident that you could be in it with a shot. And really, Tassie is the only it's the only round where you didn't have a top 10 finish, and you're coming off 2 podiums in the last 2 rounds. So far I'd say that your goals at the start of the year are kind of accomplished.
Yeah, it's been a good year. Obviously, there's been a few little downs, but mostly ups, I would say. We've sort of had pace for most of the rounds. A little bit of bad luck here and there, but mostly it's been pretty good. And the general trajectory is heading in the right direction. Everyone in the whole team is sort of united and going in the right direction as well, which is really important. And overall, yeah, I think we're slowly getting better at rolling the car out of the truck, being sort of good from practice 1 and then building from there. We've had a few rounds where we've had to sort of reset overnight and stuff, but we're doing that less and less, which is really exciting. And those are the rounds that you get the podiums that fun enough. So that's sort of the goal for us, for understanding the car and the tyre and working together really well, which is pretty much this whole game these days. It's a real people sport, and just having the right people around you.
It would be pretty daunting too. I mean, coming to a new team, a new driver-engineer combo, because Andrew Donnelly was also fresh to Team 18 as well, and you and Donna seem to gel just really, really quickly. And how's the relationship been so far? Because the results sort of speak for themselves, but were you thinking that that you guys would sort of click this quick?
Yeah, I think so. I think from sort of the first time we sort of hung out and spoke and started talking race cars, the relationship was really good, and we were sort of generally on the right path. We're pretty much the exact same age. I think he's a week older than me. So we're sort of in the same part of our life and the same part of our journey, I think, as well. And as well as that, there's a few new people even on the car that have joined the team as well. So the whole group of people in Team 18 is awesome. But yeah, Donna's is really good to have, and he's got a wealth of knowledge, but he's still young and he's still learning, and we're learning together. But our relationship is awesome. We have a lot of trust in each other, and we've built that really well, I think, throughout the year. To trust, obviously, each other's ideas and understand the plan, stick to the plan. And that's sort of a big battle in the sport, having that good relationship. So yeah, he's doing an awesome job, and I think he's just finding his feet, and he'll keep getting better, which is really exciting.
As I mentioned, Tassie was pretty much the only place where you weren't in the top 10 as a finisher. And it must have been pretty good to sort of see, when, especially at SMP, when you have top 10s throughout all 3 races and you're so consistent throughout, that finally at Darwin and then Townsville that just went, that you're finally getting a bit of the silverware for it, because all that hard work has paid off.
Yeah, I think we spent most of the year having bits and pieces of greatness. So we've either been sort of could qualify well and race car wasn't that good, or vice versa. More at the start of the year, we had a really good race car and we're really fast in all the races. We're just starting a bit far back. So then we focused a lot on qualifying at the front and trusting our race car to sort of bring home good results. And that's sort of where we've been for the last couple of rounds. So we're still not the outright quickest as, say, Broc at the moment. He sort of has a leg on the field, but we're in that next bunch very consistently. So there's still work to do, which we're never sort of sitting still, and although we're happy with getting good results and top 5s and podiums and top 10s or whatever it is, it's still we want to be consistently a bit further up. We want to get a race win before then the year's done and all that stuff. And even just in Townsville, obviously we had the podium, and then we had one in Darwin. Then we got like sixth the next day, and everyone was a little bit disappointed. We thought we could do a little bit more, and we sort of missed the window a bit. And it's exciting to see the expectations change as well in the team. And I think we're doing a good job of sort of setting our goals high now and knowing that we can achieve some good stuff.
It must also, and you mentioned Broc there too, because like him and Will Brown are just currently in a league of their own at the moment. But if we do have a look at the way that the finals is situated at the moment, you are actually outside of Triple Eight. You're the leading Chevy driver there, and Andre Heimgarten is also within the 10 as well. But aside from that, it is just all Mustangs, and this is a brand new car for you because I know that, yeah, you had 2 years of Gen 3 with the Ford Mustang, but you're coming into, a brand new tire, brand new sort of package and everything like that. And it'll probably change again next year with the Supra coming into it. But what was it about this car that, I don't know, because the results sort of speak for itself, that kind of suits your style?
I'm not sure if anything sort of suits the style of it. I think it's just we've got a good direction, and we've sort of all sort of working together to sort of build up and improve. So really, it's just relationships and people and continuity within the team and people sort of working together. I think that's a lot of it. We're having very productive meetings after every race, and we're sort of improving as a whole. And I think that's led really well from the top. Obviously, ATB does a really good job of steering that ship, as well as Charlie. So I think just that all that together, just these little bits, it sort of just suits where we're at. And then obviously on top of that, I try and bring in some stuff that I know and can help as well. So I think just all this sort of knowledge and sort of experience from different places is working.
We talk about, that good team environment, and that was one thing that you actually knew about coming into Team 18 at the start of the year, because you and Dave obviously were teammates together back in the old Erebus days. But the last time you guys were teammates, it was a much different dynamic. I mean, he was clocking up race wins, podiums, and you were just the junior burger in this team. But this time around, you're the one with the silverware, with the strong results. And has that sort of changed the dynamic? And what's it like now, you and Dave, compared to back then?
I don't think Dave will ever change. I think we'll be many years down the track and it'll still be the exact same Dave. So from that point of view, nothing's changed. I guess the only difference is, I've had a few more years experience in races and stuff now. So coming at it from a little bit different angle, but we're working together really well, and both sides of the garage are very on track with each other and understand, and we're able to freely sort of try and help each other, which is really important. So we've done that a few times throughout the year where we've got each other out of trouble just by that sharing, and it seems that we can do that very easily between both cars and both engineers and drivers and etc. So but the off-track stuff and Dave himself, I don't think he'll ever change.
Yeah, that is one thing that we can at least count on there. Queensland Raceway this weekend, obviously, it is a return to the track after a fair while away from it. And you've probably done 1 million laps around QR since that was your test track at your old team. But you've only actually ever had 2 proper championship rounds there, and that was in your rookie year and obviously the second season in the main game. Even though it's a track that you might know well, are there any nerves sort of going into it? Because it's completely different from, the data that you could have had beforehand. Like, what's the thought process between you and Donna's going into this weekend?
It's a hard one, I guess. In a way, it's good. We've gone back to that sort of Friday practice, no race, because it gives us that whole day to sort of do it calmly, go through the night, and then get ready for the next day, where if it was like a Townsville where you're racing on the same day, it changes the whole sort of mindset. So we'll sort of work our way through practice. We have a bit of a plan, and we have a sort of a guess of where we think we're going to be and what we're going to need, and that's all we can trust. So from there, I think the races are going to be pretty chaotic because it is a track that can promote some good racing, and I think. Obviously, I don't remember if the race was that good back in the pre-COVID old car stuff, but I think in these cars, the way you'll be able to follow through 2 and 1 a lot closer. 3 will become a pretty eventful part of the track, I imagine. I'm expecting some pretty chaotic races, and obviously it's the last one before enduros, so last one for single driver sprint races to sort of make an impact. So everyone will be going as hard as they can, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And talking about the enduros, Harry Jones obviously will be partnering you at the Bend and at Bathurst this year, but it's his first time in a supercar, but he has just been killing it in Carrera Cup at the moment. I mean, he's leading their championship. He's got 4 race wins, a handful of pole positions, a podium, I think, when he was at Darwin as well. So even though he hasn't had that experience in a supercar, does it give you a bit of confidence that you're going to be sharing a car with someone that's at least got he's race fit and has been steering pretty consistently for the year?
Yeah, no doubt that Harry can drive a car fast. There's no doubt about that. I think he's proven that many times. So it's up to us to provide an environment where he can walk in and just drive, and it all makes sense. And Bathurst and even the Bend's one of those places where if the car's balanced and it makes grip, then if you can drive, you'll drive like you'll be fine. So I think a lot's up to us to provide that platform for him where he can step in, has all the information, and just do his thing. Obviously, there's some different things from Porsche to supercars that we've been talking through that this whole year anyway. He'll get a heap of laps before the band with some ride days and stuff coming up at QR and the test. So laps won't be the issue. I think it'll just be sort of adapting, looking after the rear tire, which is sort of what is unique to our sport more so than others. Which is up to us. We'll provide him with information and what to do. And he's a smart dude and he can drive fast. So no issue with that. I think if we have a fast car, he'll be fine.
Awesome stuff. Before I let you go, Anton, a quick look at 2026 because it's going to be very big changes coming to Team 18. Big news. You're going to be the General Motors homologation team from 2026 onwards. You've been a factory driver before, so does that impact your day-to-day at Team 18 once they become the HT, or is it just business as usual for you?
I think it's business as usual. It's a very different sort of structure that I had previously. I think it's obviously there's the way it's going to be handled is very different, and I think it's going to be good. So it shouldn't impact our race team too much. Obviously, it should just be all positives, and we should get a bit of stuff in there. And I think it's really exciting for a lot of the team, the engineers and stuff, to have a bit more resource and all those things. But from a driving point of view, our job doesn't really change. We got to jump in the car, drive fast, and do our job, and obviously provide feedback and all these things. But yeah, it's super exciting. Obviously, representing such a big brand and one that's been part of our sport since forever. So yeah, that part's really exciting, and yeah, opens up a few doors otherwise, and it's just cool to be part of.
There's not a lot of drivers out there that can say they've been both a factory Ford and a factory GM driver. So a cool little tidbit to put on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, maybe. I reckon 20 years ago that would have been a sin, but not so much these days.
Well, Anton, man, it's been good to chat, and hopefully you go well in the final round of the Repco Sprint Cup and go well at the Enduros as well. And then it's on to the finals where you're well in the hunt, man. So it's been a bumper 2025. I think you should be pretty proud of what you've achieved so far, and go well at QR this weekend.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.